can assure you nobody's taking that hat for this year.
But I hope he will retire after he loses.
There won't be another coach. I'm impressed with everybody but him.
It's because they're scared that they may be wrong.
Fully capable of surpassing all of them.
I'm going to give her a run for her money.
I'm coming to win. I'm not coming for fun.
Fair and unfortunate.
He's going to come with losses. It's not the end of the world.
Need for a black curtain backdrop, and I get it.
Bodybuilding is my control within chaos.
My conditioning kills.
Look, you got a really exclusive interview because I ain't been saying none of this shit, yo. I've been holding my tongue on the internet.
Yes, guys, another episode of Bikini Insider. I've got one of my co-hosts, Marnie, and just as I did that introduction, a WhatsApp just appeared. Kerry Sexton, she's 10 minutes away. It's okay, Kerry. We're gonna let you off because it is, of course, peak week. It's, of course, show week for her. You're still in Dubai, right?
Yes, I am enjoying my downtime. But I do come back next week, which I'm actually really looking forward to because I have another big posing workshop planned for not this weekend, but next weekend. So yeah.
Where's that going to be?
At Ultraflex Gym in Durham, which is where I'm based. Just in case anybody was curious, that is where I do all of my like in-person posing sessions. But I've got quite a few girls coming along to that actually who are competing in the next Two Bros NPC regional show, which I think is the 27th of September. So it's literally a week later. So it'll be really good to just like, you know, see them in person and do like a little mock show day and all of that.
Is that fully booked or space available?
Yeah, fully sold out, unfortunately. I might do another one at the end of this year. I've kind of been toying with the idea of maybe going down to London. Because I do have clients obviously based all over, but I don't know whether to do one at the end of this year or at the start of next. So yeah, maybe we could get people to drop in the comments if anyone's interested.
Yes. If you are interested in a posing workshop, you know, that one of Marnie puts on, you know, she's far away up in Durham, but wherever you guys are, I'm going to say in the world, drop your location. In fact, drop your location anywhere. I'd love to know where all you guys are when you're watching this episode. So yes, drop it in the comments. Guys, I've just come back from Manchester and I'm at my dad's office in Derby because I wasn't going to make it back home in time. So apologies for all this. But as I'm saying that, can I just have a little rant?
Go on.
Manchester is the most overrated place on earth.
Okay. Why?
I
What
can't
makes you say
stand
that?
it. I can't. Every time I go there, it's raining, it's cloudy. Everybody looks like they're gonna mug you, or they've already been mugged. Litter is absolutely atrocious. The only good thing about Manchester is the drive leaving the city, where I can look back my wing mirror, see cloudy, but looking ahead of me, it's always sunny. It's always sunny as I'm leaving Manchester. So that's just. On that note, don't forget, guys, please do subscribe wherever you are to the channel, even if you're from Manchester.
Yeah, I feel like, to be fair, there's like a few good gyms. There's a lot of bodybuilders who actually live around Manchester, I feel,
know.
like who compete in the IFBB and stuff. But I don't know, I feel like, to be honest, whenever I leave the UK, I don't know if anybody else can relate to this. I always tell myself I'm moving to that country. Like every trip, like, are you like this? Every trip I go on, I'm like, I'm ready to just pack up and leave the UK.
If there was ever one place I'd love to move to, I've always said right from the beginning, it's always been the US.
I know.
I love the US with a passion.
2 minutes, there's someone at my door, but you can continue.
Okay. But while Mai is getting to the door, so yes, Kerry Sexton will be on shortly. She's just finishing her gym session because, of course, she's competing this weekend at the Italian Pro Show, her first show of the year, as she kicks off her Olympia debut season. And we've got 3 guests today. 2 of them are UK IFBB pros. One of them is a new IFBB pro in the US. So we're going to spend 10 minutes with each one of them. Of course, we're still going to cover the most recent NPC UK show of the weekend and just look ahead at some of the shows coming up. And of course, still spend a bit of time with Kerry because, of course, it's her show day. I'd love to know how things are going with herself and Mark. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for Kerry, let's just should we just look back at the the recent show this weekend?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let me before I share my screen, having me prepare this because I was rushing around. Oh God, for the sake of me, I completely forgot the person. Oh no, I know who won.
I know, guys,
I
bear with us. I feel like the start of today's episode is a bit of like, it's like improv sort of style today. Until the guests jump on, we're just having a good time.
That's it. Okay, look, we're gonna go straight. Let's bring some people up. Let's bring someone up. Okay, where is she? Where is she? There we are. Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
nice. I didn't
Is
actually
it,
see the show, so
okay. So Catriona. So obviously, I think if you guys do follow Bikini, she's been very successful with another federation in the UK, and she has done NPC before. I do believe this is her first overall regional win. So taking the win in Class D. I will also say, I mean, the classes didn't look that heavy, but when it came to the overall, then you saw some really standout competitors. Anya was in the
oh,
overall.
nice.
Diamante, Josh McKell's client, she was in the overall. So there were competitors who are experienced in pro qualifiers, not just UK, but also internationally. But I mean, Dan Welby had a storm of a weekend. He had four overall winners in four separate shows.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's crazy.
Um, but let me just go back to Kat. Let's just grab some. If there's any other pictures, let's see this one. Here we go, where she's holding a shield.
Nice.
See, but I'll tell you what, the first guest we got coming on, she was at the show. I'm sure we could speak to our guest more about it as she
Mm.
was handing out the awards. Have you come across Kat in the past?
I actually recognize her name. She's got quite a unique name, I think. It does ring a bell. But yeah, seeing the look here, I wish there was more pictures of the overall line. Is there any pictures of the overall lineup on the Beyond the Stage page or no?
But I'll tell you what, we'll go back to this in a moment because someone who can actually help me and tell you more about some of the competitors is actually our first guest, who's now
Hey.
waiting in the wings. So let's just add her on now. So our first guest is, of course, IFBB Pro. She won the pro card last year in 2024. I believe she's 6.5 weeks away from her pro debut. Is, of course, Kirsty.
Hi
That
guys.
was a nice surprise.
It's a
I actually didn't know. I actually didn't know that you were the guest. We were just voice
Told
noting
you like
last.
5 minutes ago.
I love that. Guys, it's me.
Oh.
Kirsty, before we go on to you, we were just talking about the recent show of the weekend. Obviously, you were there because you gave out the awards. What was the bikini lineup? What was the standard like for that show? Because for me, it looked like it was a bit quiet in some of the classes, but in the overall, very, very competitive.
Yeah, I think with bikini, it's always it's you can have find you can have a really quiet show in every division, and then bikini comes on, and it's like boom, you know. Um, it was quite a bit busier than all of the other classes, really. The standard was really good as well. There were quite a few competitors that I saw a few weeks ago as well. Quite a few competitors who have been competing for quite a long time, just kind of returning as well. So there was a few faces that I knew of and have kind of seen compete a few times. So yeah, standard was pretty competitive as well. I think the time of year there's also a few shows around this time of year. So I think there's a few people doing a bit of a run at the minute.
And just to get your feedback as well, your thoughts of the overall winner, Kat, who took the shield, she took the overall win. What was your thoughts overall about her?
Yeah, she was absolutely stunning. I think also her balance was beautiful as well. This is something that Marnie goes on about quite a bit because
Barney harps on about it till the cow comes
we all
home.
know about it. It's so how important it is. But I think to be honest, there were some other athletes up there that I thought could have taken it, but because of balance, symmetry, proportion, she did tip it looking back. And it's interesting because you have really competitive athletes up there and you have just dense glutes and real like nice full shoulders and really good developed physiques. And then when someone tips it on balance it's nice, isn't it? Because it's like, okay, sticking to criteria, there's no kind of
Yeah,
blurry
I
line.
think that's where people sometimes, you know, when you look at like overall lineups and there might be a reaction of people in the audience where they go, wait, how did she win? Like she doesn't have the biggest glutes or whatever, but that's what people fail to understand about bikini, I think. Although the class is definitely more muscular now, obviously in recent years, and we're not even just talking about balance from like top to bottom with shoulders to glutes. We're talking about balance from front to back as well, because that's also a thing. Like sometimes people can have an amazing back pose and then they turn to the front and the front pose just isn't there. So yeah, it's like you say, symmetry, balance from head to toe, back to front, left to right, like everything. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Our co-host is been sprinting from a gym, and
Always.
oh, there she
No.
is.
Oh, we
I love
can't hear you, Kerry.
You can't?
Oh, now we can.
You can? You can?
Yes, we can.
Are you sure we're good? Do you like the view?
Yeah, what the hell? I
Wow.
would open the blinds behind me, but you're just gonna see the sea in pitch black. So
I mean, you'll see the rain behind me, but yeah, Kerry, you're definitely winning for the background.
I'm sorry, I'm not even going to lie. I forgot.
Don't worry, it's all good.
we'll let you off
It's show
base.
week.
I'm hella
Good.
thirsty. Sorry.
Kirsty, look, let's focus on yourself because IFBB Pro debut, 6.5 weeks, a week after Olympia, because you are going to be out there with Marley as well, and Kerry, who's of course competing. Straight into it, I gotta ask. A lot of the time, I see a lot of competitors, Marley being the exception, choose UK or European shows as pro debut. You go straight to the States.
Yeah.
What was the reason for picking that show? And of course, I always like to ask, what are your expectations going into your pro debut show?
I just think I'm wildly bonkers, to be honest with you. I think the theme of my entire career is it just bonkers and brash, I think. I think what's really important to me is to really thoroughly enjoy my experience as a competitor in general. So yeah, obviously there's sometimes a little bit, and we do have to play to strategy a little bit. Obviously, it's a sport, and at the end of the day, strategy has to come into play when it comes to choosing shows. But for me, what supersedes that is the enjoyment of the sport overall, and where I feel like I'm going to just enjoy the most. And sometimes I think that what we forget is this is a sport that we all just love and pour our heart and soul and every day to day in. So I think just what pulls you, what pulls your just your soul, I think, to a place or a country, or just what's big and scary and just a bit crazy, and just a bit of a where you can get off stage and go, well, that was wild, and that's what I've kind of done throughout, and that's where my kind of gut and heart led me to. I'm under no illusion that I've said it quite a few times, I'm a very, very, very small fish in a large ocean. I'm like Dory lost in Australia right now. However, I just think I need to know where I stand. I need to know where I need to improve. And every time I get on stage, as long as I can improve, that's going to be my goal. And what better thing to do than go to Olympia, be inspired by all of the incredible athletes like Kerry, who I know has worked just decades. It's just crazy, to be there. And I think it's going to be an inspiring journey for me. And wherever kind of I land and sit, I know that that's just I'm going to enjoy it. So that's my main driver for the show. And expectation. I don't think we are ever go into a competitive sport not wanting to do well. That's never going to be. If someone who says I don't care where I place is, in my opinion, just a complete liar, because everyone cares where they place. But my sole kind of overarching goal is to improve on my previous. And as long as I do that, so my expectation comes from my own performance, to be honest, rather than the outcome. Obviously, I would love to place top 10. I would love to place top 5. I would just Of course, absolutely. But my expectation is to improve on previous always.
Amen.
I love that. And you are such an adrenaline junkie, Kirsty. Like, I feel like this is why we get on so well, though. Like, and just, yeah, like the strategy is to have fun, really. Like, and we do get so much joy out of doing this. And that's exactly why I went and did the shows that I did. And I do think like experience is your greatest teacher, and you do have a lot of that as well, though. Like you've competed with other federations in the US before, and you kind of know what to expect. So it's probably like a little bit less daunting for you anyway, because you know how to handle the travel, you know what to expect when you go over there. So I guess again, that strategy for you makes sense because you're doing something that's predictable. It's not a complete unknown. I don't know if I'm right in saying that, but
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I've been on Peak Week in Vegas before. I did all of the things wrong. That I hope that I've done wrong, and kind of got them out of the way. For me as well, like one of the most stressful shows last year for me was France, because my flight was delayed and it was such a quick turnaround. And actually, I think having a short space of time somewhere can often be like the most stressful. So by kind of getting somewhere, just adjusting to a time zone, being around, just immersing yourself in your routine and where the gym is, and that to me is much better for a peak week for me than kind of rushing in and rushing out. And I don't know if you experience this as well, girls, but obviously like when you're hopping around countries and you're jumping from country to country, you're then in a different Airbnb or a different place, and you're like, right, okay, I've got to unpack, establish where I am, go. So I think there is a little bit of strategy in being in Vegas before Tampa, because obviously it's a 4-hour flight, and my thinking was I needed to adjust to the time zone anyway, and any excuse for a girls' weekend in Vegas.
yeah.
Can't move. I always, well, like obviously in Italy right now. I arrived here Tuesday. I don't compete until Sunday. Then I compete in Germany the weekend after. I leave on Tuesday. I arrive on Tuesday. I don't compete until then. Then I fly to the next one, and I'm always there in good time. And I think that is one of, like, some people say to me, like, oh my God, like it's only Italy. Why are you going so early? And I'm like, trust me, like it is the best thing you can do. Like we got here yesterday and got all our food sorted. We're sorted. We're settled. We found a gym today. Like, you know what I mean? You get rid of that stress. So I do believe, and I do see athletes that turn up to athlete meetings. They've just hopped off a plane, and like even for like. You might know yourself, obviously, flights can be delayed. I got stuck in Brussels last year for a night. Imagine if that's your athlete meeting and then the next day is your show. I do think you have to be a bit more tactical, and it does make things a lot less stress-free, and you can enjoy. Yes, it's costly, but at the end of the day, if you want the best experience come show day, I do think that is one of the best things. I think it's really great what you've done as well, jumping into the big shows. I wasn't able to do that in my what do you call it? My pro debut, because it was locked down when I did my pro debut in a mask in Spain. So there literally was no shows. But I think like Marnie did, you did, I think it is a really good idea jumping into the big shows when you can, if you've got the opportunity to do so. Because at the end of the day as well, like you said, you are in it to win it. And if that, you never know what could happen. But if that's giving you the best opportunity to either go to a show and freaking surprise yourself, or come away, take the feedback and say, right, this is where I need to be to hang with these guys, but you just don't know until you do it. And often you are surprised. So I think, yeah, good on you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. I also, like, I want to follow in Marnie's footsteps in the Texas Pro next year. So one of my biggest like pivots around next year is Texas. I actually had in my head on my first few shows last year, I hadn't even won yet. I was like, I'm going to be a pro in Texas. And the stage just looks so beautiful out there, with the lights and the backdrop. It just looks so stunning. And I'm a sucker for something shiny. I'm like, oh, it's pretty. So I think this kind of this kind of part of my journey is it feels a little bit like a preseason for me, like a preseason football match. Like it's a bit like I need to see where I go, see where I stand, and then take away some feedback to improve for next year. Because what I think people don't understand about this sport is that you really do have to be in it for a long haul. Like you can't just go and expect to just like win and expect to like do well and tick the boxes and then do the next thing and then win the next. Like no, you're up against like everyone's also doing the same thing.
It's difficult because obviously all three of us coach women with posing and training and everything. And sometimes you'll speak to an athlete that has never even been on stage before and they're so inspired that they have these huge goals. And I think it's difficult because we're not saying like don't dream big, but also just like I think there's so much in like respecting the process and like the journey that is actually ahead of you because again, there's so much that comes out of this other than just the actual end product of winning or stepping on stage. Like, you know, even like for example, doing the big shows and stuff, like yeah, like it's a pre-season for you, but I know you and I know that when you go there, you're not just going there to compete, you're going there to meet people, you're going there to like make connections in the industry. Like this is what it's all about. And when you put yourself out there, but you're open to receive and you're not like, you know, so well, I want to win and I want to go to the Olympia and I want like yes, you need that underneath, but like don't miss all the other things that are around you as well because you're so like that's all I care about. Because I feel like honestly, that's one of the things that has made my competitive career so much more enjoyable, like so much more fruitful. It's the people that I've met and like the sponsorships that I've had and like the events that I've been to and stuff outside of just a show day. So I'm sure you'll get plenty of that this season. You will.
I as well think like it is what it is. If you can make it to your peak week, to your stage, to the stage, knowing that you've just done everything you can do, the rest is in someone else's hands. And understanding as well that bikini can go like this. So, for example, I won my last show. I might come eighth for this show. I might come 11th. I might come last. First call out, second call outs, third call outs. Who knows? But you know what? Like, as long as you have peace in knowing that you've done everything you possibly can, yes, it initially does hurt you. I think for anyone with whatever placing you get, you will be a bit like, oh, damn. But as soon as you've had that hour, 2 hours, however long it takes you, usually for me, it will be like an hour. And then I'll be like, you know what? I still stand by. I did all I could do and that's all I could do. The rest, it's not a football match. I can't physically tackle another girl out and win. It is literally in someone else's hands, and that's how it goes. And I think if you can find peace in that, that's how the experience becomes a lot more enjoyable. And also seeing the people at the top, also having highs, lows, doing shows, doing well, then not so. Like, and I think just understanding that makes the whole sport just that little bit more like understanding and enjoyable, if that makes sense. So I really, yeah, I think that's super important heading into a show and gives you so much more peace. I feel peace knowing that.
Yeah, I love that. I think that comes from a true professional, though, doesn't it? That comes from obviously you're a true professional. It comes from a place of you know respect to the sport, respect to the athletes, respect to your journey, and just knowing that yeah, things can go either way at any time, all the time.
They really can. But no show defines you, good or bad.
Yeah, I think that's so it's such a wise and great piece of advice, I think, and I think it's excuse me, I think it's also so important to not to sometimes I to ask myself, is this my ego? Is my ego hurt? Like, or is this
Yes.
you know what I mean? And how I react to something. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, is this an ego thing? Do I need to check myself with my ego? Like, and
Yeah.
when your ego is bruised, you can easily, I think, be reactive and be like upset. But I like to check myself and like a child having a tantrum, like, are you okay? Are you cool? Is your ego?
Yeah.
If your
And
ego's
you know what? I also think that we allow ourselves to have happy emotions and we're humans. So I believe it's really important that, yes, you may step off stage feeling a little bit hurt in the moment because it didn't go your way, and we all do this to win. But again, I think the real champions are the people that can quickly check themselves and say, like, this went well, this is what we can change. That wasn't a mistake, that was a lesson. And it's on to the next. Thanks for the feedback. Let's keep our head up, keep inspiring everyone else, because there can only ever be one winner in each show. So we're more relatable when we lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I always think that as well. I'm like, well, at least I'm relatable. So next time one of my athletes or someone on Instagram loses and they're feeling disheartened, then like let me help them by sharing like how I felt in the moment and how I moved through it quickly. So I think that's also something quite powerful that we can all do as professionals as well, which can also help other professionals and amateurs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before we wrap up this section, I need to get my clickbait title. So, Kirsty, I have to put on my detective hat here. I just throw this out there. I've seen some of your stories, and it seems that you are really interested and fascinated, and also educate people on the football division
I
quite a lot
knew
as
this
well.
was where he was
Yeah,
going to
of course,
go.
of course. Well, you put a lot out there. I want to ask. You talk about like Texas Pro next year as well. Is the full focus still staying on bikini, or was there any subtle hints in your stories hinting that there could be a transition into fit model depending on feedback this year or how it develops in 2026?
See where you're going with your clickbait title here. My quads are far too big for fit model. No, I personally don't think I suit fit model. I love the posing of fit model. I love that front pose. That stallion front pose for me was like I remember doing that front pose 10 years ago and just really loving how like you can make your waist look really small and make your quads look really big. But if you have trained for a period of time, that pose doesn't look right on someone who's slightly more developed. So no, my focus is to grow into bikini. I'm sorry, I don't give you a
No, don't worry. It's leading on to my final question. Your percent says zero chance, 100% absolutely. What percentage do you give us to potentially see Marnie on the Fit Model Pro stage in 2026?
Why are you dragging me into this?
Fit Model discussion always drags Marnie in.
No, this is not about me.
Interesting
You know
because
what? Before you give your answer,
Let Kirsty answer.
I feel
Go on.
like Kirsty is the only person that said she loves fit model posing, like actually on the podcast, because I hear so many people
Yeah,
say
you're right.
I like fit model, but I don't like the posing. Have you heard that before, Kirsty, from other people?
I
yeah,
like it. I
So
don't
do
get it.
I.
as an OG, if you were on like if you were around
Yes.
like
That was my logo.
yeah, if
Yeah.
the Panthers had UKBFF and you were like around the like shoulder wiggle stage, which we all did. Um, you love it, but I think it's the kind of the new generation that go, oh, I'm not too sure about it.
Yeah.
But I actually really like it. I also like that they've kept the back pose the same as well and not fluffed about with that too. So, so, so yeah.
We're going
Sorry.
back to my question. Yes, Kirsty, what was the answer?
The thing is I think Marnie and I are very similar. I'm going to context my answer. We're very similar in spontaneity, in like character. I think like one minute I'm going like I'm dead set on this, and then the next minute I'm like in a different country doing something completely different. I feel like very similar in terms of personality to me. So I think it's 50-50. It's 50-50. It could go either way.
We'll take that. I'll
Could
take
be a
that
hard
then.
no tomorrow and a dead set the next day.
Know
But
what I think. Know what I think.
honest though, I will preface that and say that Marnie is a beautiful bikini athlete. So
Oh, thanks.
Sure, I would like her as a fit model personally because bikini is just
Yeah.
10.
I know.
Kirsty, best of luck for the next 6.5 weeks to your official pro debut in the US. Super excited to see how that goes. Sorry, very quickly, is that your only show or do you have more shows lined up? Sorry.
I potentially may do, there's a Spain show afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
Potentially may hop over to Spain and see how I feel there. My focus is on this one for now and then we'll decide. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you in Vegas, Kerry, and well done flying the flag. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. But all the best of luck to you. It's going to give you so much fire going into your show. So that's incredible. So yeah, I'm super excited to see you represent the UK in the States as well.
Big love.
Cheers, Kirsty.
See you later.
Take care. Bye. Excellent. Okay. Kerry, welcome.
Update
No,
us,
I'm
please.
really- I'm so sorry.
We'll get an update from Kerry one moment because we do have our next guest waiting. She's been waiting there for about 10 minutes. So let me bring our next guest because we do need to spend time with Kerry as well. Because I do need an update. Okay. Let me bring on another guest, someone by Marley that you know very well. Gabby, sorry for the delay.
Hello. No, it's all good. I was checking I was on the right link.
I had no wait. So Marley, did you say you got a posing lesson with Gabby?
Yeah, whenever we're wrapped up here, then you'll see me on Zoom again.
Excellent.
Love that.
Gabby, it's been a minute since we caught up. How you doing?
I know. I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, it's sound. But look, more about you now because you are how many weeks out until state show day?
3 weeks and 4 days, I think.
And did I see it shows over in Asia? Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm doing 3 shows in Korea. And then but two of the shows is like open the natural show and then pre-judging for the open show. Yeah.
Is that the Monster Zim show?
So the first one is the Monster Zim, and then the second show is the AGP.
That show is epic. The production, everything is sensational.
It's cool the way they've done it. It's cool the way they've done it as well. I have a client competing in it as well. And she's doing, there's like naturals and open, isn't it? So that's proper cool.
Yeah. The production out in Asia, I mean, Kerry, you'll know because you obviously competed in Japan, but like the production in Asia is just like next to none. It's amazing. So
it is truly.
So, I mean, surely you're not just going to the A shows because of the production. We know it's absolutely world class, and people should always take notice of their production. But what was the big idea about picking those shows other than some other ones around the world? Because you've got so many opportunities.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Is that so I'm half Vietnamese, and for me, I've always ever competed against like girls in Europe who are like either white or super mixed. And for me, I just wanted to kind of see what I look like against like the other half of me, if that makes sense. Like girls who are kind of the other half. And I think, why not? Like if you're gonna do it, like have a fucking adventure.
Love that.
And you say these are a mixture of natural and open shows, is that right?
Yeah, so my plan was really to only do natural shows, but I think like there is an open show the same day, like my makeup's already gonna be done. Like it just makes sense to just do it as well, just to see what it'll be like.
Yeah.
Did you get your sorry, Kerry.
Is it a 2-day event, I believe?
Yeah, so do you know what, Kerry? The natural show is meant to be Saturday and then the open show on Sunday, but I wonder whether they just to have a bit more like kind of people turn up, they've now put pre-judging on the Saturday and then finals on the Sunday for the open show.
Yeah.
And this natural show, is the natural show before or after it's before the Ben Weider, isn't it? The Ben Weider natural.
Yeah, I think it's a 2026 Ben Weider qualifier though. I have a feeling that any of the shows from then, or at least in Asia, that's what they've like said is in Korea, it's 2026 qualifiers.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, interesting. That takes away all my questions because I thought they were all 2025 qualifiers to get you to this year's Ben Weider.
I mean, I don't know what because there's some European shows that I may potentially do depending on how I feel, which are kind of like late October, and I don't know whether they might be qualifiers for this year. I'm not really too sure, to be honest. I'm kind of just going just to have a great time, and I'm not kind of like I'm not really too fussed on whether I qualify or not, because I'm meant to be moving house at the end of November, so.
Okay, there you go. Well, Marnie, you have how long have you worked with Gabby before in regards to posing? Is this a long-term relationship?
Years.
Yeah, she's
Ah.
my sis. Yeah, so for those of you guys that don't know who Gabby is, get out from under your rock. Gabby has been competing for a very long time. Tell everyone about your journey, Gabs, because why not? Let's go through it.
Yeah, I've competed for a really long time. I think my first show was 2017. Um, and I've kind of competed pretty much every year since, doing like PCA, NFM, had a little go at Two Bros, and then I think that I started to get really serious. Do you know what? It's really interesting. I met this really big guy who used to be like a UK BFF Masters champion, and he was massive, like huge. And he used to come to the gym that I worked at, and I remember him saying, like, do you know what? If you like really graft hard, you can make it in bodybuilding. Because for me at the beginning, I was like, I can't afford to ride horses, so I'm just gonna do something else that looks fun. So I decided to compete. Little did I know that competing
How
would be
ironic.
I know, just as expensive, if not more. And then yeah, I kind of like he really inspired me. I trained a little bit with him, and I then thought, let me give like NPC a go. And then I gave NPC a go. I did okay. I've never kind of not placed, which I've been quite like grateful for. And then the real kind of like chase started in about 2023. I think that's when I got in touch with you, Marnie, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start taking shit seriously. And then yeah, had a big season, but wasn't quite there. Like obviously needed a little bit more experience, needed to build a lot more muscle. And I think just generally as well as an amateur, like you need that stage time in order to like I want to say like earn your way, but I just feel like you learn so much from each experience that when you then become a pro, I don't know, it kind of felt good having had so many attempts,
Yeah.
in a very weird way.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you because obviously you and I chat all the time, but how would you say? Because obviously when you won your pro card, it was very much like, you were doing show after show and like you were coming so close and you did so many shows, didn't you? Like all across Europe. And I was just gonna say, like, how do you feel that this prep now for your pro debut is different from that prep where you turned pro?
Do you know what? It's a really good question. And one of the biggest differences is like I don't have any pressure this year, which is so nice. You have like you're less stressed, and being less stressed and like mentally just in a better place. I feel like your body responds so nicely to it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you guys will know because like you'll probably have shows where you don't feel like you have as much pressure and you end up looking like better than shows that you go into with like really, really hot pressure. And I think that I've enjoyed the process a lot more, and I lost the fun out of it last year or the last season, not last year, sorry, because I was just chasing one thing. So even when I was winning like big classes and like these big shows, because I wasn't like winning the pro card, it felt like a failure, which is terrible because like you play so well in these massive shows with like these incredible standard of athletes. And I think this year, like just having no expectations, like I'm literally just going to have a good time and go on an adventure and just kind of like see what it's like to compete as a pro and yeah, just be in like a slightly more relaxed environment on the show day. Because I think competing as an amateur can feel, I don't know, sometimes I felt like there was a bit of hostility backstage, whereas like Isaac
Yes.
said, like competing as a pro is so great. Everyone's so cool, all the pros are so nice and friendly. And I think that it will just be an amazing experience just to go in completely like no stress, just relaxed and here to have a good time.
Oh, I definitely agree.
So
That's the best
different.
thing.
It's so different when you compete as an amateur versus a pro, I think. Like just the energy backstage is a little bit different. I mean, it's going to vary from show to show, of course. Like I'm quite chatty when I'm at shows typically, But I know again, like everybody manages themselves very, very differently. You know, depending on like what their goal is or like what stresses them out. Like for some people, it would stress them out to talk to others, so they kind of just go in their own bubble, or like, you know, they'll want to talk to some people, but not everyone. And yeah, it's just, I think at a pro show, I don't know, it's the whole thing is so different, and a lot of people don't realize that, like, unless they really know the ins and outs of the sport. Like, you'll know this, Gabs, anyway, but like, you know, you go to like the athletes meeting the day before, and it's just sometimes they'll sit you down and they'll talk to you, and like it's just more of like a networking kind of get together, and it's just different, but in a good way. Like, you get a good experience, and you feel like you're being treated well because you're a pro, and like you've earned that right. So it's just different.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a really great experience. I'm just buzzing
Yeah.
for it, really. I'm just really excited. I'm not nervous at all, which is like, it's just nice, just not having expectation, isn't it?
I feel like as well that, go on, Kerry.
I just said it is definitely the best place to be.
Totally. I feel like as well, from what I've seen of the Asian shows, they treat you like celebrities over there. Like, with like, Kerry, you can talk about this.
Massively. Like, honestly, like when I've competed out there, they've done what do you call it? Meet and greets, even. Okay. So you're like, I was given a table and I sat there for 1 hour, and then I was told, look, you can go if you want, with people coming up and you're signing stuff, like, and all sorts. A whole hour, like, sat there. I was like shook. They literally had queues of people, and it's just so lovely. Like, honestly, it's amazing. They really appreciate the sport and each athlete out there, like, massive amounts. And yeah, the productions are just wild, so you are really gonna have the best time ever.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Gabby, I want to talk about the natural scene then in the NPC, especially in the UK. Now, obviously, this is like the second probably full year for the natural scene within the NPC and IFBB. Of course, now you got to win your natural pro show to qualify for the Ben Weeder, but bringing it back to home, bring it back to the UK, because there's only very few natural IFBB pros from the UK that's won their pro card naturally at a natural show. What's been your perception of the growth of the natural scene? Because, like I said, I do feel that there is, you, Emily, and there's a couple of other people that put yourselves on a pedestal because you have very much pushed the natural route to the forefront to show that this is possible. You can achieve this. How is this? How has the UK evolved when it comes to the NPC natural scene?
Do you know what? I think, like, firstly, just there being a lot more opportunities, and people starting to kind of realize that actually you can enter an open show or you can do a natural. I think, like, having that fair playing field, so to speak, it takes a lot of pressure and guessing away from some athletes, because I think, especially as amateurs, people can get really caught up in like what everyone else is doing, what everyone else looks like. And I think that having that kind of like the more options in the natural scene, it takes away like that kind of what I would consider unnecessary kind of pressure, and that thinking process of being like, oh, am I going to be up against like really heavily assisted girls and stuff like that. So I think that it should have happened way earlier. I think that we should have had more. I would have loved to have had more natural opportunities before, but I think it's so great to see it like almost exploding now, like especially with all the natural pro shows that are happening as well. I think it's really fucking exciting, to be honest.
I hope we do see a natural pro show in the UK, maybe even next year. I think it'll just be a huge statement from the UK, especially to hopefully see some of the natural UK pros also support the show. People like yourself, Gabby. I think that'll be a huge statement in the UK to actually to stamp a natural pro show as a qualifier for the Ben Weeder. So
Yeah, I agree. I think, do you know what? Because the natural regional that I did at the back end of 2023, it was really busy, which was quite interesting because I actually didn't think it would be. So I do think there is scope for
busy.
to have like a great natural like pro show here.
I really think there's a good level of athletes. So when I went to what show was it? It was the MK, maybe they had naturals.
Yeah.
they did, yeah.
I went there. I honestly looked at the naturals and was like, this is better than what I just watched. Like, honest, no, seriously. Like, I was
Crazy.
like, wow. I was like, these are actually incredible. So yeah, like you can have a good shot at doing this naturally. You can. So yeah.
Gabby, I want to wish you the best of luck for Korea. I mean, geez, those shows are always spectacular, especially when they post those videos. And my God, like the cameras are 360 and they're on drones and all that stuff. So I can't wait to see the content that comes out of it.
Yeah, also it's going to be wicked. Keep your eyes peeled.
And I think you've got 40 minutes until your pose lesson, Molly. So I'll let you prepare for that.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Really good to
I'm
chat.
delayed. You know why. But yeah.
No worries. It's all good. Don't worry.
Take care.
See you later.
Bye.
All right. We got one more guest, and then it's Kerry Sexton time because I got plenty of questions for you. I say plenty, only a few. But yes, look, I don't know if you. Well, in fact, I saw you, Kerry. You made a comment on this post, and we've got someone from the US who I wanted to bring on because I was just fascinated by this over the weekend. I think I'd use the caption IFBB Pro card with a broken foot. I've never seen that.
For this is amazing.
So let me bring on Rachel, who won 2 IFBB Pro cards. My voice is going. 2 IFBB Pro cards on the weekend at the US North Americans. The camera went on, the camera went off. I think she also with the coach.
This is my kind of person. This is
we got a desk and a chair.
Well,
Rachel, are you there?
I'm there, but I don't know how to turn the camera around.
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Wait, you're frozen. Let's see if it starts working again.
What in the world?
What's going on?
We can hear you, but your camera is frozen.
Maybe it is.
Let's just give her a moment to.
Might just be a dodgy connection.
You can, if you want to drop out and then just come back in, maybe that could help.
Yeah, let me give that a try.
Yeah, sure, no worries.
You want to get your? Do you have your?
Which is, I'll tell you what, I'll drop you out and then we'll bring you back in. Oh, okay, she dropped out. Okay.
That is my kind of person, though. Honestly, I've had so many injuries. I love things like this. Honestly, literally, I always remember when I won the British, I was literally on crutches the day before. So that's a whole vibe. I love seeing that shit.
Did you see that, Marnie?
I did, but I haven't really paid much attention. So can you fill me in?
I believe. So
well, while I wait for it to come on, so I believe it was about 9 days out from the Pro Qualifier of North Americans. She broke her foot in 3 locations.
Wow.
So she showed the scan, and then she had a foot brace created specifically for her to ensure that she could still do the poses. So rather than pulling out, she carried on. I believe she won the over 40s and another category. So she won 2 IFBB Pro cards on the day. But I will be bringing up a video of her eye walk in the brace.
You would just do it though, wouldn't you? You honestly would.
Yeah, 9 days out, of course. Yeah.
You've done like the work at that point. It's insane.
Let me see.
Love it.
Just wait to see if she's back in. Not yet. Must have had a bad connection. I tell you what I'll do. I'm just going just so you guys can see. Oh, yeah, she's here now. Let's see if this works. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Do we have a desk or do we have her?
We got a black screen at the moment.
I am so confused as to why this is doing this.
Oh no.
Right.
Have you got a laptop?
Get it. Do you have Zoom on your computer? We're gonna try it on a computer.
Yeah, no worries. Okay.
Oh my God, there's a bug. What is this?
Oh my God, so the camera's not working. Kerry's got a bug.
I can't go. Oh my God, it won't leave me alone. I'm sorry, guys. Wait. Oh, sorry.
That's my promo for today's episode.
Gone. That's the last thing I need. Freaking out.
Oh.
That was a close call. Big old bug. Oh,
let me see. Can you guys see this when the video starts? So we've seen this video, Marnie.
Yes, I did. That's just incredible.
It is, isn't it?
It's like a high heel boot.
I know.
Oh my God. That's iconic.
And look at her physique. Just take away the foot, like, insane.
The thing is you don't even really notice it because it kind of just blends in with the background anyway.
Yeah, true. I absolutely love it. Aww.
Yeah, I'm just really keen to see like Marnie, what do you think were probably the things she may have had to adapt in her posing when actually now putting this on, which clearly looks, I guess it's on the same level as the other heel.
She's just carried it well. Even the pressure through her feet looks like even in her back pose.
Yeah.
So I'm just stop sharing this because we've now got her back. So third time lucky. Come on, Rachel. Here we go.
Yay!
Right. Yes.
Rachel, can you hear us?
Yes. Let's see if we can actually make this bigger. There we go.
Hey.
Perfect. Okay. Do you just want to introduce who is yourself and your coach?
Hi, I am Rachel Forgiveness, and this is my coach, Jeff Zoller.
Hi. Excellent. And where in the US are you guys based?
We are in Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota.
Excellent. Well, look, Rachel, you obviously, stole the show on the weekend because when Gilco dropped that reel of you at a foot brace, of course, winning your pro card as an iconic picture, which I will bring up at the moment of you lifting the card and then also pointing at your foot brace as well. Let's just start. Let's just start with talk us through how it happened leading into your pro qualifier.
Yeah, we were, 12 days out and just evening lifting session, lower body, and I had just finished hip thrusts with a barbell and was unloading my barbell and some weights got stuck. So in my head, I figured, let's lift the bar up into the air to pull the weights off, which somehow it made sense in the moment. And then the bar just fell directly onto my foot. And I think I knew instantly when it hit that I had done something wrong. And I literally texted my coach immediately and said, we're cutting leg day short. I think I broke my foot. And I went to urgent care immediately. And I'm not a doctor, so I can't read an x-ray. But as soon as I saw the x-ray, I knew.
So when you knew that you probably done some damage, and then of course you got confirmation from the medical team to say that you broke your foot in 3 places. Is that right?
Yeah, the break went directly across my big toe and down towards my foot and up towards the top of my toe. But it wasn't displaced, so they said it was, it was, as far as breaks go, it was a good break. It was not going to require surgery. But the doctor in the moment said, this is a 6 to 8 week healing time frame. And I stopped her right then and said, okay, so I'm a competitive bodybuilder and I'm supposed to compete in 2 weeks. And she looked at me and she said, no, you're not. So I said, but really I am. This is going to happen. And her solution was to bring me back a week later, re-x-ray the foot and make sure the break wasn't displaced and see what we could do from there. So I took that as a positive sign, that there was some hope that I could get out there. And I think I texted my coach from the doctor's office and I said, I don't care what I have to do. I'm getting on stage. It doesn't matter. Even if they, against medical advice, if they said no, we're going to do it anyways. Yeah. We've come this far, and I didn't come that far to only come that far. So,
yes.
Kerry, I know this story kind of, you resonated to it because you are no stranger to injuries.
Yeah, definitely. Like I've got a torn labrum now, and I'm just about to compete for a run of shows as well.
Okay.
My partner's got like loads of issues. I just still think that there are ways to navigate things. There's other like top end bodybuilders that get on stage and then afterwards you hear like, oh, they tore their bicep or they done this. There is always a way to navigate around things. And especially being like that close, you're just not, well, like in my opinion, and we must be the same, you just wouldn't end it there. You just wouldn't.
No.
So I get you. It wouldn't be even a thought in my head that this is like it. Yeah. So to see you get rewarded for it as well and present the physique that you have is like, that is the icing on the cake. That's insane. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, we went through a couple of different iterations of like cutting up some old Shoe Fairy shoes to see if I could somehow get my foot into an actual heel. And everything we created or designed just it would allow me to do one thing but then impact me in a different way. And the only way I could think to actually pose and walk in a way that was safe and not painful was in the boot. So that's what we went with.
I need to know more about this boot because because unfortunately you stole the show, so did the boot. The boot, the boot probably needs its own Instagram account right now. It's
gonna end up going next to like my trophies.
So
like it'll.
Is that literally how it came, or was this custom made to you?
No, it's the boot that I got from the doctor's office, but I knew I needed it to be elevated. I tried to practice with the boot and a heel, and there's a solid 3.5 inch difference. So I thought to myself like that it just needs to be elevated. So I ordered a yoga wedge on Amazon, and I put the boot over top of the wedge, and I was like, I think this could work. So I just took a miter saw and cut it down to size, and for the first couple of days just taped it onto the boot whenever I needed to practice, and it worked. So just the day before the show I super glued it so that it would be a little bit more secure. And it surprisingly, I was a little uneven still. It wasn't the exact height, but it worked as well as anything else.
It's funny. I had texted Rachel and I was like kind of kidding. Like I was like, oh, I have this foam heel wedge. Like we could just like put this underneath your shoe. And she's like, oh, I actually have already like done this. She like went on Amazon and like bought her own wedges. I was like kind of kidding, but she was not. So.
No, and it worked. It worked perfectly.
My question is, were you ready for the show at 12 days, or were you still having to do cardio and stuff? Because I fractured my metatarsal once, and I had to tape my foot up and do like 2 hours on the Stairmaster before, and that was really hard. So I'm just wondering, were you like ready, or did you still have to do?
We were ready. I've been in prep since March. This was my 5th show of the year, my 4th national show. So I did 1 regional show in May, and then I have hit the national circuit, missing my pro card by 1 spot 3 times, and so we were there, and we weren't giving up. So I was ready. My last show was USA's in July, and so 5 weeks between those shows. I was still doing cardio and obviously still training. So it took some like sit down and figure out how to modify what we're doing instead of incline walking, which was not going to happen. It was all cardio was done on a stationary bike, and we had to modify lower lifts because I couldn't put pressure on the foot, but like nothing so drastically that I couldn't train or that I couldn't do cardio. It just we found a way for everything.
Am I right to understand as well? You're also a mother of 2 kids. Is that right?
Yeah, I have 2 kids, a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old.
So you got a broken foot.
Yeah.
You got 12 days until show. You've also got 2. How old are your 2 kids? Sorry.
My son is 13 and my daughter is 10.
Okay. All right. Okay. So they're good age where maybe.
Yeah. So like, luckily they don't take a ton of effort on my part. I don't have to hold their hands anymore. So it was not, the mom part was the easiest part of this all.
Okay. Oh, well, at least there's an easy part in all this.
Yeah.
I'm really interested here. So, what was the feedback from the judges afterwards? Because, like I said, this is a rare thing that we rarely see, which is why it went viral. So, what was the judges' feedback?
Well, I was worried about going on stage in the boot, knowing it is not typical bikini attire. So I had emailed Sandy Williamson the week before, knowing she was not going to be judging at the show, and that I'd had previous email communication with her from past feedback, just to say, like, this is what happened, and this is my possible solution. Am I going to be penalized if I wear this boot on stage? And she wrote back and she said, you're fine. And I emailed Bill, who was going to be the head judge at North Americans, just to confirm that it would be okay. So I felt a little bit of comfort knowing I wasn't going to go out on stage and suddenly just be penalized for the boot. But the feedback after the show, this was my third time getting in front of Bill, and his feedback before had been kind, but like, obviously there were things that had caused me to not land in a top spot in the last few shows. But as soon as we walked up to Bill, he said, you nailed it. You finally brought what I'd wanted you to bring, and you nailed it. And the only thing he had said in that moment was, I am so glad you did not put bling on the boot. And that thought had crossed my mind. I brought them with me. I brought some gems and glue, and I thought, well, maybe we'll try and make it match the shoe, like the heel, so it doesn't look so out of place. But in hindsight, and based on Bill's commentary, I'm very glad I did not add rhinestones to the boot.
You posed exceptionally well, by the way. We just watched the video just there, like,
yeah,
have the flow that you did, knowing that were you probably in pain when you were on stage, or were you just so like in the moment that you weren't even thinking about it?
It honestly, as long as I step fine, there's no pain in the boot. There's a couple of moments, I think in the overall for the 35 part, you can see when I turn from my back pose to my front, like I stepped on it funny, and I grimace, and I tried to like recover from that pretty quickly, so it wasn't just me making a face on stage. But I made sure for the 10 days leading up to the show, once I found a solution, that I drilled it over and over so that was comfortable. I had to rework my routine, certain parts of it, especially my transition from back to front, because I couldn't put pressure on that foot. But I had a great posing coach that was, kind of on call that last week to offer advice on just different videos that I'd sent her to say, like, does this work? Does this work? Which works better? And then the day before, we kind of ran through it all. And she's like, this is it. I don't even notice the boot. I notice your routine. I notice your physique, but I don't notice the boot. So
that's exactly what I said when we watched the video. Yeah, it's there, but sometimes when you see athletes that have something that just looks distracting, it really doesn't. Everything just flows from head to toe. So yeah, I would agree. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Was that always your front pose, that side?
Yes, that was always my front pose, which in an odd way is I'm grateful for. If it had been the other direction, that would have been problematic, because I cannot pose to the other side as many times as I've tried. So that worked out very much in my favor.
So I would say something that's made my glute grow. So in 2021, I broke my foot. And it was not, it's the side it was the opposite side to what I pose on. And my glute to this day on the left side, so the good side that I didn't break, is stronger and looks better. And I think because, and now I'm trying to get out of this habit, but I lean on one side more. Therefore, this glute pops more. So just watch out with your rehab that it doesn't send your hips off the other way. But I bet you find that the glute development on your strong side, so your current side, will be better because on it. You're on it. On it all the time. So you'll probably notice that in like a bit of a positive way, but also be careful because you do end up walking without knowing more
Oh
so
yeah.
because
No, I've noticed I'm a little lopsided.
yeah.
It's just after a few weeks of walking crooked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Rachel, obviously that content just went everywhere. Everyone was kind of covering it. Have you received a lot of messages from people that have gone through something similar or going through something similar? Have they kind of reached out or because I know I see the comments, a lot of people are like, oh God, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, I've seen more comments than anything. Not a ton of people have messaged directly to say like, oh, this is an inspiration, but I've read comments on the posts and a lot of people are saying like, okay, well, this gives me hope that I can do X, Y, and Z after either an injury or a break of a similar kind. I feel like apparently dropping things on your feet as a bodybuilder is not uncommon. So I'm certainly not the first person to break my foot this way and won't be the last. But yeah, I've seen a lot. And I think it was actually somebody else, a competitor at a regional show that Gilco had posted back in the end of July, I believe. She, a figure competitor, broke her foot 2 days out. And she competed in a boot. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's it. I can do this. That's what I needed to see to give me the confidence that I could do it too. So I hope, if nothing else, somebody can see this and think like, okay, well, whatever it is, if there's a will, there's a way. We can make it happen.
Amazing. Rachel, look, congratulations on you won 2 pro cards, is that right?
Yeah. Yep, 2 pro cards and an overall.
What divisions?
Pardon?
What was the divisions?
Bikini 40 plus and 35 plus.
35 plus.
Yep.
Amazing. Rachel, congratulations. Huge well done for your obviously the perseverance to carry on. Even the fact you said it straight away to the doctor, no, I'm competing. It's like my next question was going to be, how long did it take until you made the decision to compete? It sounded like it never came through your head that you're not doing the show.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, look, Rachel, thanks so much for your time. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you do next, hopefully without a brace, but we'll always have those pictures as memories.
Yes, exactly. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay. Oh, God. I just lost my screen there. Wow. Amazing. Kerry.
I love stories like that. Honestly, it's sick.
Well,
fires me up.
Hopefully there's going to be another exciting story this weekend. It's going to fire a lot of people up. It's yours. It's Italy. The season is upon us. It's about to begin.
It is. How crazy is that? We are here in Italy, soaking it all in.
So, schedule. When is the athletes meeting?
When is the athletes meeting, did you say?
Yes. Friday. And so there's nothing else happening on Saturday? That's a pure chill day.
Yes, pure chill.
I don't know why I'm asking about Kerry about what's happening certain days, because I know these days are just, what day it is.
Yeah, a bit like that, aren't I? Or that's not.
But
I'm
going to bring up a lineup because we finally got to see the full lineup. So
why am I so out of the loop with everything that's going on right now?
Okay, give me one moment while I bring this up.
Bugs everywhere.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Where are we at? Here we go.
Oh yes, I see it. The Pro Muscle Italy Pro.
Okay.
Hoping to see more.
Yes. Okay. So, Marty, you got the lineup there as well. So, apart from Kerry Sexton be a standout, let's just go through some of the names. Who are the standouts?
There's some great athletes here, which is really exciting. There's some Olympians. There is some people that have done well in shows recently. There's Alessia Fascine. Who have we got? Sara Panzetti. We've got Rania, Pata, Elizabeth, however you say her name, I'm sorry. She's recently placed well in the States. We've got a really good lineup here, so I'm really happy to see this.
I think it's a good number. It's not like overly crowded,
Yeah,
but it's
I
like
kind of wanted more. There are more open men's bodybuilders. I like a big, like Romania
Men's
was
massive.
Romania was like 33, sorry, deep. So I was hoping for more, but at least this is like a reasonable number, in my opinion.
Who is the head judge?
Jack Sullivan,
Okay, so when was the last time you were in front of Jack?
Japan 2022.
Wow, that was the last show.
Yeah, big time, ages ago. So yeah, so I'm excited really. I'm really excited to be in front of him again because it is literally a completely different me now, you know? Really surprised at what I'm seeing. The amount of food I'm putting away at the moment is crazy, to fill me out. So we got exactly where we needed to be from like a level of condition for me. So now carbs are being pushed to almost like 500, fats are nearly 100.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going for it, which is nice. Starting to fill out really nicely finally now. Obviously my energy's kind of come back. Face is starting to come a little bit back, popping out again. Digestion started to work again. And yeah, I don't really feel like I'm competing this weekend. I feel in a really like chilled kind of place, and I'm just kind of like I'm at that point in my career where it is what it is. I want to win, of course, like don't we
Yeah.
all? But I also understand how the journey goes, and it can go a little bit like this. And that's fine. And all I'm doing is what I'm told by my coach, soaking it all in, having a good time, being in a good mood all day, just doing work, doing my normal stuff, and just yeah, excited to get on stage again. And yeah, that's pretty chilled, really nice and chilled, to be fair.
Two questions. What time are you on stage on Sunday?
I am not sure. I presume it will be around like 6, 7 p.m.
Yeah, and I know the stream begins at 6 p.m. And of
I was
course,
gonna ask, is there a stream? Can we have a stream link and stuff?
yeah, I'll send you afterwards. It's like €29.
Okay, yeah, I want to watch.
3
Isn't it?
divisions.
Wellness, bikini, and then obviously men's open, which I'm happy about because then that means I get to literally come off stage, then I can pump Mark up straight away, make sure he's all good, and wait backstage and whatever for him. And yeah, he doesn't get to watch me, I don't think. Well, unless he can see from like
The
backstage, of
screen
course.
backstage, yeah.
But yeah.
And the second one, because I know we had this discussion on many occasions, and it was about like the colour of the bikini. There's no when's the reveal?
Oh, I'm gonna go for like a blue color for this show, to be fair. I think I'm not gonna reveal my Olympia color. I'm really, really happy with the bikinis that I've received, but yeah, I'm gonna be wearing a shade of blue. I won't say what shade of blue, just because it's cool to have a little bit of a surprise, isn't it? But yeah, it is a shade of blue, just like my eyes.
And look, you're a competitor. You got that champion mindset, that winning mentality. When a lineup came up, and obviously you said yourself you would like the lineup to be bigger, but here's what it is: you can have the biggest lineup at Olympia. Don't need to worry about that. When you saw the lineup, what did that change anything in regards to any expectations you had for yourself going into the show? Because from what I saw, I believe there's only 2 or 3 Olympians, including yourself.
Yeah, so how did I see that? I I didn't really like I just don't really feel no way. It's really strange. I don't really feel no way. I know that like one of them has beat me before. So when it was Fit Parade last year, she won. Her name's Pata. I don't know if that's how I'm saying her name right, but she won, for example. And I came second. And then in Romania, I won. She came fifth. It's like it's one of them. That's what I'm saying. Like you just never know. And all I can do is take an improved physique on last year, have fun. The rest is in the judges' hands. There's no point looking at like or stressing about what someone else looks like or what so and so's doing versus what you're doing. At this point, I just think it's really important just to like home in on my own journey. To be honest, like I said, it doesn't really even feel like I'm competing. It feels like I'm in a really great place, which I think feels really, really nice to me. I feel like I've got no pressure. I'm excited. I'm very confident in what I am going to present, which is also exciting. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting back on stage again, getting my feedback, which is all important feedback heading into obviously the main show for the year, which is obviously going to be the Olympia. But yeah, there's a good bunch of athletes, and like we always say on this podcast, it can go any which way. Do I want to win? Yes, of course I want to win. I want to win the first show. Of course I want to win, but we can't control it. We'll see what happens.
And of course, I have to ask, how's Mark feeling?
Mark's feeling great, confident, same place as me, to be honest. Yeah, it just feels like another day for us over here, to be honest. We're both just chilled, relaxed, happy with how the process is going. We're both just resting up now, eating up. We know the work's done. We're just having a good time, just going to come sit out here again in a bit and just chill. But everything just kind of remains the same for us, like from like what we do day to day anyway. So there's no real like change. And we're both just confident in ourselves and our ability to deliver what is going to be our best when we hit the stage on Sunday. So yeah, we're just both excited.
And you're confident we're gonna get the fairy tale ending that Mark
Yes.
rejoining you at Olympia.
Yes, obviously, fingers crossed, like that's the goal. That's what we want. That's what we hope for. I do think he has a very strong chance of it happening with what I'm seeing, and it's Wednesday. Let's check what day it is, and it's
Exciting.
Wednesday. Every time I look at him, it's just mind blowing. It truly is. So yeah, that's it. That's exciting for me. I'm more focused on like him than myself, which I really, really like. Yeah, just super excited for him, to be honest. I really am. And with everything that he's obviously been through, I just feel like now is the time. So I'm excited to see that time happen.
It's a no better show because like this show for him, that lineup is the one which is the headline act for the weekend, really. Like all the bodybuilding outlets, the channels all focus on this one because it's a huge. I mean, what was it? There's about, I'm sure there's under 30 open competitors.
Really?
It's massive.
Wow.
It's absolute business.
The
It's the
lineup,
second to
I
last
think
European
it's
qualifier.
24 or 25 deep.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
it's just nice though, because like obviously the last show Mark did, he had literally a 5 week prep, whereas we've had the full run of it here. And like when I'm seeing him look at his photos and he's sitting there like laughing at his own photos, like yeah, we're on like
No
from
better feeling. Yeah.
when we're not even like there yet is crazy. And then he's looking at me going like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is not the same you. So it's just nice. And we're very real with each other. Like we're always real with each other. If there's ever something that's amiss or like something that's not quite, then we're going to say it. But at this point, it's just being pure, just like in awe at each other, which is just, yeah, it's amazing. And credit to obviously our coaches and everything, Cuba and Meg, and what they've done and how they've got us to where we are today. It's just insane. So for us both to be stepping on stage, I'm just super excited because we've not done that since 2022?
I think I was gonna say, like, just hearing you talk about the whole prep and how you're feeling and stuff, like we can feel that energy from you when you speak. But I think as well, like given all that you've been through, like given all that you have been through, given all that Mark has been through, but also the fact that like you're now doing this together, like you're engaged, like it just you can just feel how like present you are right now. And I think that's what it's about. Like, there's no need to stress. There's no need, like, for what? Like, you're doing something that, like, again, like could so very easily be taken away from anybody. So it's just, yeah, I'm so excited for you.
I just truly feel different. I just do.
Yeah.
I can't explain it, but this is how I feel like it's meant to feel.
Kerry,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for a favor. When Mark secures the Olympic qualification, he's coming off the stage, walking backstage where you'll be waiting. Please make sure that someone has your phone filming as Mark comes off. I need to have that emotional moment.
I've got goosebumps. I've got goosebumps with you saying that.
Get cameras set. Like, give me that exclusive.
I literally will. I'm so excited. Like, honestly, like I've got goosebumps. When he wins in Italy, I'm gonna run on that stage, hopefully with my medal too. And I'm gonna be in bits because this means so much. Like when I say there have been some lows, like I mean it. Like I've literally had to spoon feed the guy like way back when. Like it makes me so emotional because like it's been super hard but so inspirational at the same time, and like with what I've gone through recently, like he's been my anchor and my person that I can say again, like look what you went through and like I can do it. And it's always the same, and it's been the same with some of the things I've been through, and he's done the same. And it just feels so special, and it is actually starting to get emotional, to be honest, because it's just really hit me deep, to be honest, when you say it like that. And I just can't wait to see him take it. I just really can't. And if we both do it, when we both do it, like in God's it will just be incredible, an incredible moment, an incredible moment. So fingers massively crossed for us.
That's a great place to end it, right? Okay, let's end it there. Thank you again, guys. Don't forget to comment below your location because we did put it out there about where should Marley host her next poetry workshop if she does one later on the year. But of course, send your good luck messages as well in the comments or DM. Kerry, I'm sure she'll get floods of DMs of good lucks to her, to Mark. So yes, we'll speak to you next week.
I'm going to be on there tomorrow as well. I've not been on for a couple of days now. Just wanted to kind of get here. And I had client work that had to be priority over Instagram. So I'll be back doing a vlog as well for YouTube, probably tomorrow. And I'm going to try and get that out as well. So I will be back on my content for those of you wondering where I am at. I'm fine. I just needed to get back to my clients first because they take priority.